Sagittarius, and welcome to your May it's the end of May reading going into June. Welcome, welcome. We're in the retrograde energy. We're in the lunar eclipse energy. We're in the blood moon energy. We are in so much energy going on right now, even the full moon energy, right? I mean, just so much. So let's take a look at it. It is in Gemini, so if you have somebody who's been doing you dirty, you might want to look at the Gemini reading I just did about so many questions I have. Also, you can get the cords cut from that person if you go to the Gemini reading as well, because we are in the retrograde of Gemini, so we're swimming a lot into that energy. So take a look at that. So today we're looking at the sun, moon, and rising signs of the Sagittarius collective. This is a general reading, will not resonate with everyone. Remember, the energies can be reversed, so assign the roles you please. And because there is no time in the universe, this message is timeless. It doesn't matter when you brought to this channel this reading. I mean, I'm reading it for now, but if there's, if the angels brought you here and the guides brought you here, there's something in it. And if this doesn't resonate with you, you can always check out your sun, moon, or rising sign in your astrology chart, because we all have different makeups. And then you can also do a personal reading for me, which is in the description box down below, and I have a special going on, okay? All right, Sagittarius, let's find out what's going on in your energy right now. All right, so you got stuff coming at you, right? You have, things aren't totally going the way you expected. No big deal. We're in the retrograde. My husband and I were talking about it today, and he's like, what is the purpose of all of these things going wrong? And I said, the purpose is to teach you patience. And the purpose is, most people would get upset. So for instance, I went to go get my oil changed today, and there was no appointments. And he's like, what is the purpose of all of that? And I said, because most people would leave, bitching. They'd be upset. They'd be moaning and, upset and making more and more problems. So, okay. So here's the thing. We have the Seven of Swords, so you could be feeling like people are getting away with stuff. Maybe somebody's being deceptive, betraying you. It could be a feeling, it could be for real, but it's throwing you into being indecisive and confusing you. So for instance, we went to get our oil changed, it didn't work, and then all of a sudden my husband, who's Sagittarius, became really indecisive. Like, should I work out? No, I don't want to work out. Do I want to do this? No, I don't want to do this. And he just became really indecisive. And it threw him into kind of like a tower moment. And he was asking me, what can I do about that? Well, it's, dive into the disharmony, dive into the stuff that makes you feel uncomfortable so that you can transform through this retrograde. The death card upside down means that there's some resistance to change. Don't let that hold you back. Just kind of go through it, glide through it. I feel like Sagittarius are probably getting a big retrograde stuff going on for them, because all the Sagittarius in my life are struggling, it seems like, more than the rest of us. So, but I don't know. That could just be a perception of mine. Because what it is imposed restrictions anyway, self-imposed restrictions. And so, let's see, Eight of Swords, which is, this is supposed to give you a new perspective. Okay, so let me show you these cards. Here you go. And the new perspective is, that you can't be so rigid. You can't think that just because you want something one way that you're always going to get it that way. Let's see, like I wanted my oil change today, but they said, we don't normally do appointments, but today you needed one. I was like, okay, of course you did. Because I was like, my husband was like, well, I didn't know they needed appointments. I was like, I've been there so many times. I didn't need an appointment. So this is the first time I've ever heard of that. And so it doesn't, I was like, it's just the retrograde energy. You got to just let it be what it is. Okay, so the Four of Swords is, don't get exhausted over this and burnt out. This is a good time to practice meditation. It's a good time to practice, withdrawing yourself from what's going on. because the more that you get hung up with what's going on, you're just leaving yourself out in the cold. You know, you're not able to transform in the way that you wanted to. Your communication becomes off. You become resistant to change. And then the swords of truth dissipate. Like, you don't get any truth around you when you act that way. So don't act that way, okay? You just say, okay, this is happening. All right. And you just kind of let it go. All right, this wasn't my day to get my oil changed. Okay, right? Okay. So let's find out next, what is this theme that you guys are going through? And then we'll get some high-flying cards, high-vibing cards to find out what we can do to help you get back on your feet as you move through this energy. What I guess the main thing that I'm feeling for you is don't fight it. Don't use your fire energy to fight this. It's not anything to fight. You as well are having issues in your relationships, and you're working a lot on your health right now, okay? But the relationships to me feel like, they feel like outside relationships, not necessarily the ones that are close to you right now, but it feels like there's other things going on that are impeding on your thoughts about relationship, I guess, put it that way. Let's see what we can do to help you vibrate higher, and then we will close out this reading. Okay. So singing. So do some singing, and if you can't sing, then you can do some toning. Toning is just kind of where you like place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and then you pick any note, and then you start to sing or say it. So pitch doesn't really matter. It's about making sound and energy and moving the energy, so that it'll start to flow more. So the more that you resist the current change, the harder the current pushes. So be careful about that. And I was trying to teach my husband that the more you push against this, that it didn't go the way you wanted it to go today, because he almost didn't want to go out of the house today to do a couple of errands because he was having such a struggle with what was going on today, like with the yard and this and that and all these little things. Like the cat threw up first thing in the morning, and it was like, you know, then we broke a glass, and then he had to get the shop back and clean up all the glass, and he was like, I don't think we should go out today. And I'm like, no. And he goes, well, we're gonna be going on vacation during the retrograde. And he was like freaking out over that, and I was like, you can't just stop your life because the energy is different. You have to learn how to move through the energy. You have to learn how to let it flow, even though it's not going the greatest. You got to be like, okay, that's cool, and ask the universe to like make the lessons a little bit easier. Like, you promised to learn them. You don't have to make them so hard. You don't have to hit me over the head with them. I will learn them, I promise. So if you hold on to the grass on the side of the river, not wanting to move, you will be battered by the strong current. If you float in the middle of the river, the current is gentle and you flow easily downstream. Aim for a path of least resistance. Go with the flow. Very nice. So those are the 2 advice cards for you, Sagittarius. And thank you for coming to this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And on the screen are the Mercury Retrograde videos, so that you can, if you haven't seen them, you can see what's going on with all of us. Have a great day. Bye.